Jesus is my closest friend. Hey everyone, Bobby here. Welcome to Five for Life. 5 minutes to bless your life so that you can bless someone else. It's Black History, and I point you to Arthur Dorrington. May not be a household name, may not be someone you've heard of before, but Arthur Dorrington was the first African American to be signed by a National Hockey League team, and that team was the New York Rangers in 1950. Thing about Art is he actually never made it to the ice with the big league team. That distinction went to another African American whose name was Willie Eldon O'Ree. And Willie O'Ree was the first African American to actually play on an NHL team. And that team was the Boston Bruins, who called him up to the big team on January 18th in 1958. Now, Willie had an interesting story. His path to the NHL was an interesting one. 2 years prior to being called up by the big team, he suffered an injury. He was hit in the eye with a stray puck, and he actually lost sight in that eye. But Willie continued to play so well and cover up his injury that the team actually called him up, unaware that he had been blinded. If they did know of his injury, it's likely that they would not have called him up to the big team. Nevertheless, they didn't know. He got called up and began his professional hockey career. Well, during the 1960 to 61 season, there was an incident involving Willie and another team, the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks were playing against Willie's team, the Boston Bruins, and a player on the Blackhawks by the name of Eric Nestrenko butt-ended Willie in the face, breaking his nose and knocking out his 2 front teeth. Willie testifies that during that game he had been hearing a lot from the crowd and from other players in terms of racial slurs and epithets and all kinds of horrible things. Well, Willie responded by cracking Eric Nestrenko over the head with his hockey stick, and of course, a brawl ensued. Willie later says is nearly a riot, and it's a miracle that he got out of that arena alive. But these are some of the things that these trailblazers had to endure just because they wanted to do something that everyone else was doing. And in this case, he just wanted to play hockey, a game that he enjoyed, a game that he was skilled at doing, and he just wanted to play, but had to go through all of these obstacles simply because he was black. Well, Willie was later on traded to the Montreal Canadiens, and again, according to his testimony, at that time, the Canadiens were run by a lot of racist people. And even though he was traded to the team, he did not actually get an invite to try out for the team. And he never played for them. And his career was cut short. However, his legacy was not. Since 1998, O'Ree has been the NHL Diversity Ambassador, traveling all over North America, visiting colleges and schools and hockey camps, talking about inclusion, dedication, perseverance, and confidence. Willie O'Ree was elected to the New Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame in 1984. And in 2018, the National Hockey League instituted the annual Willie O'Ree Award in his honor. And it's so interesting because from the time that he broke in with the club to the time that he retired, there was not another African American playing national hockey in the National Hockey League, I should say, until 1974, almost a 15-year gap. His indeed was a lonely road. And I want to encourage you today. You might be walking down a lonely road. You might be blazing a trail that is filled with solitude. You might be the only one who looks like you, the only one who comes from where you come from, the only one of your gender. Something is making you special, but that specialness is now causing others to treat you differently. Perhaps there's been some racism or some sexism or some horrible things done to you, some undue criticism just because of the uniqueness of your path. Listen, stay the course, stay the focus. Overcome whatever obstacle it is. Willie had to overcome blindness, but he persevered. Fight through your obstacles. You may not necessarily have to do it physically, but you might have to have the same tenacity that Willie had to display when he was assaulted on the hockey rink by someone else. Be strong. Be confident. You were gifted, just as he was gifted to play hockey. You were gifted to do whatever you do. And the fact that you're blazing a trail doesn't mean that you're any less gifted or that you have any less right to operate in the field or in the business or in the place that you're called to. So be encouraged. You're blazing a trail for someone else, and many may come after you simply because you are willing to take the steps to be the pioneer. Stay on the track. Be encouraged. Believe in yourself. Work that talent, work that gifting, work that magic that you have, and make a place not only for yourself, but for someone else. And not only will they follow you, but your good works will follow you as well. Be encouraged. I'll see you next time on Five for Life.